State of Michigan, 36th District Court is now session with the Honorable Christina V. Kennedy. During proceedings, there should be no driving, smoking, eating, drinking, sleeping, or laying down. Do not start your video on mute your device unless the court instructs you to do so. And if there's anything that you need to do that you don't want the rest of the world to see, please walk away from the camera quiet. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, y'all.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Officer Wallace. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Judge Christina V. Kennedy. I'll preside over the docket for courtroom 433 this afternoon. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience on the delayed start. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a short docket. I am going to call all of the cases. Well, I think I'm going to call all of the cases at once. I'm told that we need a Spanish interpreter on one of them. Yes. Do we have an interpreter present today?
I'm sitting with someone, no interpreter is present.
Okay. All right, so.
I can stand a little bit.
Okay.
They have so long with them.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to call all of the cases at one time. Please don't say anything until I have called all of the cases. Once I finish calling all of the cases, I will ask for the plaintiffs to state your name. If there's an attorney on the matter, please place your appearance on the record, and then I'll ask for the defendants to do the same. At that point, please turn on your camera. If it's not already turned on, unmute yourself and state your name. And if you called in, meaning you actually dialed the telephone number to join us today, you would dial *6 to unmute. I do want to advise you though, before we begin, that we are streaming these proceedings live over YouTube. That means that anybody in the world can join us and watch these proceedings. And so I want to emphasize Officer Wallace's instruction that if there's anything that you don't want the rest of the world to see you doing, you please make sure before you do it, you completely step away from your device or turn your camera off. If you have to change your clothes or use the restroom or something like that to prevent any embarrassment, please make sure your camera is off or you have completely stepped away from your device. Now calling case number 24350-520. This is Juan Garibaldi Quintero versus Lourdes Hernandez and all occupants of 8348 Navy Street in the city of Detroit. And this is the second floor. It says duplex residential second floor. Also calling case number 24350-527 FBP Property Management LLC versus all occupants of 7843 Longacre Street in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24350-533 Citibank NA, not in its individual capacity, but solely as owner trustee of New Residential Mortgage Loan Trust 2019-RPL3 versus Elisa Taylor and Corey Robson and all other occupants of 19475 Redfern Street in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24350-554. Tiffany Wallace versus Davida McCaleb and all other occupants of 14211 Kentucky Street in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24350-560, Michelle Dupree Moraine versus Dorian Smith and all occupants of 19414 Foyer Street in the city of Detroit. And finally, this is from the 135 docket. This is case number 24349-208, Fress LLC versus Derek Banks Jr. and all occupants of 2941 Hogarth in the city of Detroit. These matters, this particular matter is before the court on a complaint for possession after land contract forfeiture. The remaining matters are before the court on complaints to recover possession of property and a complaint for non-payment of rents. Today is the date and time scheduled for a first hearing or a technical first hearing to occur in the matters that I've just called. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings shall be adjourned. Therefore, these matters will be adjourned to a new court date. Ladies and gentlemen, please write this information down. The next court date for all of the cases that I just called will be September 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. September 9th, 2024 is the next time the court will call these cases. The court hearing will be conducted in person. That means there will not be a Zoom hearing on September 9th. That means that you all need to come down to court. 36th District Court is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit. I am in courtroom 433, and so you need to come to courtroom 433 on September 9th at 8:30 a.m. If you are logged into this Zoom session via a tablet or a smartphone, you can go into the Zoom chat, or you should be able to access the Zoom chat. Madam Clerk just typed the information about the next court date into the Zoom chat, so you can go in the chat and screenshot it if you'd like, or you can write the information down. The court is going to mail notices to everyone, but in case those notices get lost, I do like to make sure everyone has the information recorded. Again, it's September 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in courtroom 433. That will be in person. Plaintiffs, you need to bring with you to the next court date, if you have not already filed the following documentation, you need to bring it to court with you. These are the documents that are necessary to proceed when you come to court on September 9th. I need a copy of the deed, a copy of the lease agreement. If rent is an issue, I need the most up-to-date rental ledger. I need a completed proof of service. And if there's a property management agreement in place, I need a copy of that as well. Again, plaintiffs, I need the deed, the lease agreement, any property management agreement that is in effect, the most up-to-date rental ledger, if the rent is an issue, and the completed proof of service. Failure to bring those documents to court, if you have not already filed them, will result in dismissal of your case. So please make sure you bring those documents to court, and please make sure they are in paper format. The court does not have the capability, well, if you bring, I won't be looking at any cell phones, okay? Any cell phones or laptops if you bring the documents electronically. Let's just leave it at that. Again, please bring paper copies to court of all of the documents that I just indicated are necessary. Defendants, if you have any evidence that supports your defense, you need to reduce it to paper and bring it to court with you as well. Specifically, I'm talking about photographs or payment receipts. Photographs or payment receipts. Please, again, I don't feel comfortable scrolling through people's cell phones, and I cannot place your cell phone in the file as evidence. And so if you have such evidence, please reduce it to paper and bring it to court with you on September 9th. Plaintiffs and defendants, you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you choose. Plaintiffs, you can hire your own attorney. Defendants, you can either hire your own attorney or you can speak to the agency attorneys that are logged into the Zoom session today. They are here to speak to you, the defendant tenants, to provide you with legal advice for the day, with the potential of them taking on your case to represent you throughout the close of these proceedings, and that will be free of charge to you. Bless you. At the end of this hearing, I will ask that the defendants be transferred into a breakout room. If you're logged in via a tablet or a cell phone, you'll receive a prompt come across your screen. Please tap the prompt. It will take you into the breakout room. If you called into the court, meaning you dialed a telephone number to join us today, you will not receive a prompt. You don't have to worry about doing anything. Your transfer will be automatic. Either way, once you get into the breakout room, you will be in there by yourself for a little while. You won't be able to hear or see what's going on in the main session, and we in the main session won't be able to hear or see what's going on with you in the breakout room. That is so that you can have a private conversation with the agency attorneys. I ask that you have patience. Please don't start pressing buttons, raising your hand, or coming back out into the main session unprompted. That will just slow us down. Everyone will be seen by an attorney today. At the end of the hearing, you are free to log off, but please make sure you come back to court on September 9th at 8:30 a.m. to courtroom 433. Defendants, if you do not come to court in person on September 9th, a default judgment will be entered against you. And plaintiffs, if you do not come to court on September 9th at 8:30, your case will be dismissed. So please, everybody, make sure you come to court timely on September 9th. All right, let's see here. With all of that being said, I believe we have, for matter ending in 520, Juan Garibaldi. Can you unmute yourself? Do you understand me, sir? Let me send you a prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard me. Hello. Please state your name.
Juan Garibaldi.
All right. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Garibaldi. And you're the plaintiff in this matter. Is the defendant present? The defendant, Lourdes Hernandez, or any occupant of 8348 Navy Street,
Yes.
second floor. Please state your name.
Lourdes Hernández.
All right, good afternoon to you, Ms. Hernandez. You are the defendant. This is a complaint to recover possession of property. Mr. Garibaldi, did you hear what I said when I said what documents are needed for the next court date?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I think this is the one that needs an interpreter. Who needs the interpreter? Is it the plaintiff or the defendant or both?
I believe it's both.
Your Honor.
Yes. Can you turn on your camera and say who you are, please?
Yes, Your Honor. This is Attorney Ronald Blanco. I was told about this particular case on behalf of Ms. Hernandez. I was told Ms. Hernandez definitely needed it. I do not know if the plaintiffs need it as well, but I'm at least here to translate for Ms. Hernandez.
Are you representing Ms. Hernandez, or are you just serving as a translator today?
Here as a translator today, I was told Legal Defense Association will be taking on her potentially as a client.
Okay. So, ma'am, with Mr. Garibaldi, do you speak English?
Yes.
Okay, so did you hear everything and have all the
Yes.
information about the next court date?
Yes.
Can you just say your name for the court reporter, please?
My name is Carmen Carrillo.
Can you spell that? The last name?
Carrillo will be CARRILLO.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Carrillo. Okay, so Mr. Garibaldi has the information about the next court date. Ms. Hernandez, do you have the information about the next court date?
Yes.
All righty, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to transfer Ms. Hernandez into a breakout room. She's on the telephone. Once she's transferred, it'll be automatic. Ms. Hernandez, you don't have to do anything. Mr. Blanco, do you want to go into the breakout room with Ms. Hernandez? Or how do we want to handle this, agency attorneys? Can I have an agency attorney?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hi, can you say who you are for Madam Court Reporter?
Of course, this is Tom Barishai with UCHC P83642.
All right, thank you, Attorney Bershai. Ms. Hernandez is the defendant. She's on a telephone right now. Attorney Blanco is here. He's not a certified court reporter. Translator, I don't think. Is that right, Mr. Blanco?
That's correct, Your Honor.
But he said he was here to serve as, I guess, just to translate for Ms. Hernandez today. Will it pose a problem if he goes into the breakout room with her?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. My understanding is that Attorney Blanco will just be filling her in the broad strokes and then helping her get in touch with LADA.
Oh, okay.
So
All right,
I don't think he's planning. I don't think UCHC is planning on representing her.
Okay. Does LADA have the same day as UCHC?
They do, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask someone to transfer Ms. Hernandez into a breakout room. Ms. Hernandez, you'll go in there automatically. Can you also put Mr. Blanco into the same breakout room as Ms. Hernandez? And Mr. Garibaldi, please make sure you bring the documents that are necessary. Oh wait, I see a deed in here already. Okay. All right. That concludes this matter. Mr. Garibaldi, you're free to leave. Someone transfer Ms. Hernandez and Attorney Blanco, please. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'll do the transferring, but I don't have co-host powers just yet.
Okay, does anybody else need co-host capability? It says you have co-host capabilities, Attorney Bershai. It says remove co-host permission. You sure? You don't?
It's not giving me the option.
I don't know why. Let's see.
Okay, it looks like the breakout rooms are just open, so it looks like I have it now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. That concludes the matter ending in 520. Madam Clerk, will you order a Spanish interpreter for both? All right. Thank you. All right. For matter ending in 527, can I have, you're free to log off, Mr. Garibaldi.
Okay. Thank you.
Disconnect. Thank you. You're welcome. For matter ending in 527, is Attorney Parak here or anybody on behalf of the plaintiff?
No one, checked on this matter, but they just brought me a proof.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. Attorney Parak did not check in, nor did anyone else check in on behalf of this plaintiff. Is there anyone here who lives at 7843 Long Acre Street?
No checking.
Madam Clerk has indicated that the defendant failed to check in. However, there's a proof of service we were just provided with indicating that service was effectuated. And so the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this complaint to recover possession of property. The matter will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on September 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person in courtroom 433. The court will mail notice, as with all of the cases today, if the defendant should log in before we conclude our Zoom session, the defendant will have an opportunity to speak to an agency attorney. That concludes the matter ending in 527. For matter ending in 533, is anyone here on behalf of Citibank?
I am, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Jim McCardle on behalf of Citibank.
Good afternoon to you, Attorney McCardle. Is Elisa Taylor or Corey Robson or any occupant of 19475 Redfern present? Please unmute.
Good afternoon,
Good
Your Honor.
afternoon. What's
Corey
your name,
Robinson.
sir? All right. Hello, Mr. Robinson. Are you, is Ms. Taylor with you today?
No, that's my aunt. She's no longer on the deed of the house. It was recovered
Okay.
from FFGGP.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Robinson, you're the defendant on the complaint to recover possession of property. Do you have the information about the next court date?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you down here in person on September 9th at 8:30 a.m. Can I have someone transfer Mr. Robinson into a breakout room? Attorney McCardle, is there anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, that concludes this matter. Thank you. Have a good day, Mr. McCardle. Follow the prompt, please, Mr. Robinson. Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you. All right, can I have someone transfer Mr. Robinson? For matter ending in 554, is the plaintiff Tiffany Wallace present? You need to unmute yourself. Let me send you a prompt. I just sent you a prompt.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, what's your
Morning, Your
name?
Honor. Tiffany Wallace.
Okay, Ms. Wallace, you're the plaintiff. Is the defendant David McCaleb or any occupant of 14211 Kentucky present?
No checking.
All right, Madam Clerk has indicated that the defendant has failed to check in on this case. I don't have a proof of service in the file, Ms. Wallace. Let me check the register of actions to see if a proof of service was filed. Have you spoken to a court officer about service?
Yes, and she said she received it too. I took a picture of the gentleman who served it because I put it was down in the mailbox
What mailbox, ma'am?
at the court
Oh, wait.
for the
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
at the court, you put all your information in the box for the person to be served. And then you pay the
Okay.
fee.
So our
So
register of actions does reflect that a proof of service has been filed. I just don't have it yet.
okay.
Please make sure you bring a copy of the proof of service with you to court on September 9th, okay?
How do I receive that? Because we did do it.
Call the officer
Okay.
who did it.
And also, this home is my mother home, was left to me, so I don't have a copy of the deed. I'm not sure how long it takes to get that. So, in any case, if I can't get it before September 9th, how do I reach out?
So, was there deceased estate open?
I'm not sure. It's been over 20 years. I was 18 when this happened, so I'm 45 now. So
So
I
have
can't
you tried
remember.
the Wayne County Register of Deeds?
No, because I didn't know I needed it. So
Okay. So
I'll
you
call
should
now.
definitely be able to obtain a copy of the deed by September 9th. If you don't have the deed and you're not able to show that you own the property, then the court is going to dismiss the case. But you can start at the Wayne County Register of Deeds. And that's all I can say because I'm not supposed to give legal advice. Okay?
And where do we get that at? I'll just Google it, I guess. The deed office.
Yes.
I had
Wayne County
another question. If you have a lease agreement and it's ended, do you still have to go through evictions?
So now you're getting into legal advice. I just told you I can't
Okay.
you can seek advice from a plaintiff's attorney, but I can't get into all of that. Okay, I have to
Okay.
remain neutral.
Is there
All
somebody
right,
online for that?
Unfortunately, the agency attorneys, they have a contract to represent the defendants, not the
Okay.
plaintiffs. Okay. All right. So we'll see you back here in person on September 9th at 8:30 a.m. And please make sure you bring that proof of service and the other documents that are necessary. Okay.
Okay.
That concludes this matter.
And if I do need to reschedule, how do I do that?
Call the court clerk.
Do you have a number?
I don't know the number offhand, ma'am. You're gonna have to go on to Madam Clerk. What's our number? 313 965 2401.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
You too.
For matter ending in 560 is Michelle Dupree Moraine present. Madam Clerk has indicated that the plaintiff has failed to check in. Is the defendant Dorian Smith or any occupant of 19414 Foyer present? Madam Clerk has indicated that the defendant has failed to check in on this as well. We do have somebody in the waiting room. I'm going to do we want to admit them there on the phone?
I think this may be the first case that you will translate. She was on the phone.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to move forward. There is, let me check the register of actions to see if there's a proof of service that just has not made it to this file. The register of actions does not reflect that a proof of service has been filed. And so the court is going to adjourn this matter one time to August 22nd, 2024 at 1:35 p.m. to allow for service. That will be via Zoom only. Only this case will be adjourned to a Zoom hearing. August 22nd at 1:35 p.m. The court will mail notice. If the plaintiff does not appear at the next court hearing, this matter will be dismissed. Matter ending in 208 is the plaintiff Press LLC present.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
Sure, William Simon appearing on behalf of the plaintiff, 80352.
Good afternoon, counselor. Is Derek Banks or any occupant of 2941 Hogarth present? Please turn on your camera, unmute yourself, and state your name.
Derek Banks. Hold on, I'm trying to.
I just sent you a prompt. Good afternoon, Mr. Banks. You are the defendant on a complaint for possession after land contract forfeiture. Did you get the information about the next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you on September 9th at 8:30 a.m. In person.
All right.
Can I have someone transfer Derek Banks into a breakout room? Is there anything further before that transfer? Anything further, Attorney Simon?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes matter ending in 208. Please follow the prompt, Mr. Banks. Someone please, will you transfer Mr. Banks? That concludes the matter. All right, and that concludes the docket for courtroom 433. We have two people in the waiting room.
That's the attorney for Spanish for the Spanish.
Okay, all right, so our docket is concluded. Court is adjourned. Mr. Blanco and I forgot the defendant's name. Ms. Hernandez, can you hear me?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. We're going to, what happened? Did you get disconnected or something?
Yes, Your Honor. When we were